So what is the difference between the div tag and the span tag in HTML?
Okay, so first difference is div tag is a block element and span tag is inline element. So we can have an example like if we write hi Vishal Rajput in div, and then we write hello Ankush, then both the element will be what we can say in top to bottom order. But if we have used span tag, then both name will be side by side.
Okay, so let's do a one thing. I am sending you a code sandbox link. You can use that link and showcase what you are trying to say. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Do share your screen and use the link in the chat box.
Is my screen visible?
Yes. Just show what you are trying to say with the div and this man.
Yeah, sure. So this is our div element, right?
Yeah.
And I'm making one div element. I'm writing a long push in there. Okay. And after that, I am making one H1 tag. So as I said, that div tag is a block level element. So
Hmm.
it will not allow any element to what we can say side by side. It will
Yeah.
only allow element in the bottom of that. But if we have
Okay.
used spent, but if we have used spent tag, let me make that. Hello, and let me make one H1 tag also.
This H1 tag should be outside the span tag.
Yeah,
Okay.
but the what we can say, if I write inside the what we can say inside any element, then it will allow. Let me show you.
It's not allowed.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay, so we can use another use case that let's say we have to write some letters with text bold and some letters with the normal text, right? This is a use case.
Okay.
So I am making one p tag.
I want to know the difference between the div and the span tag only. So just let me know what's the difference between them, and if you possible, just show the difference.
Yeah, so the difference is that the div element is a block level element,
Okay, and
right?
what do you mean by a block level element?
So block level element is nothing but it will not allow to what we can say that it will not allow elements to what we can say uh, to have a space by the side. It will only allow element. What we can say that I can show you by taking some styling, using some
Yeah.
styling. I'm using inline styling. So it is taking whole space, right?
Yeah, that's what I.
Eh, And as I said that span is a inline element, it will take its only required space only. It will not take whole space, as you can see, right?
Got it.
I think you got,
Cool. So
yeah,
let's jump to the our next question. So
yeah.
what do you mean by the box model in CSS? And if possible, just demonstrate the box model.
Yeah, sure. So box model it consists of many components like padding, margin, border, and then content. So can I inspect in that and show you?
You can show that, or you can use the style.css and give some styling so that we can visualize it on the output only. We don't need on the
Yeah, sure.
console.
Yeah, sure. No issues. I'm making one div tag, and in that, let's say I have p tag, and it contains some random content. Okay, and now let us give some class. So as it is basic, so it will accept only class name. As class is a reserved keyword in JavaScript, right?
Yeah.
So I'm giving some class, in there, and I'm also giving some class to p tag also.
Okay.
And let me give some background color to it. So I have given background color to a container, right?
Yeah.
And there is nothing background color in the p tag, so it inherits the background color of container only.
Got it.
So there are some properties like padding, as I said. So we have many
So
ways
what is
to give.
padding? First of all, explain what is padding. Then show an example.
Okay, so padding is the what we can say the space between our content and the border.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah.
So
Now
I
show an example.
yeah, so we can give padding in many ways, that padding right, padding left, padding top, padding bottom, and
Okay.
we can also use what we can say enhanced version. So
Okay.
we we can if we pass only one value, then it will apply to all sides. That
Okay.
padding left is 10 pixel, padding top is 10 pixel, padding right is top 10 pixel, and padding bottom. But if we want to let's say differentiate both the things, then we can use these also. This also one version. So this applies to top and bottom, and this applies to left and right.
Got it.
And if I some give some border, 3 pixel solid, and then white. Let me the color to be black. Right. So it's black in color, right?
Yeah.
And there is one other concept, that is margin. So
Hmm.
margin is the distance between our whole component and the outer area. So
Okay.
our parent here. Let me make this div. Our parent is this div, right?
Yeah.
So if I give any margin to this container, it will what we can say have a space. What we assign to it will be the difference between the space. So let me give you an example. So you see,
Yeah.
let
You can
me
give
make a
the background colors to dot app
yeah.
so that we can find out.
Let me see. You can see
Um.
the margin, right?
Yeah.
So this is the margin, and content and border will be the our padding, and this is our content.
Okay.
And this one black is let me change the color yellow. Yellow one is our border. So this is the
So
box
you
model.
have given the margin from the all side, but I can see the margin from the left and right only.
Oh, wait a minute. Because I have applied what you can say padding left and right with 20 pixel. That's why. If I go to this, then padding is 20 pixel and margin is
I
okay. Wait,
want to
wait, wait.
see a margin of like from all side.
Okay. Okay. So margin top is this. Margin top is also working. But wait a minute.
Okay, so let me give you a hint. You can add a background color blacks to dot app class here.
Okay. Why is not applying?
Okay, so you have to give dot app class here. A is capital.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me know why it's not working.
Because our container takes whole height of the app. That's why
So,
it's what we can say overriding the margin of app
so
component.
can you fix that?
Uh,
You can keep the display in inline block. That will make the sense. Yeah.
yeah, it is taking its only required width, and yeah, is the margin from top, and it's in center, right?
Yeah. Because of text line center in the dot app.
Okay, yeah. So our content is in center, right? Okay, fine.
Okay. So now you talk about the padding, the border, the margin. Anything left in the box model?
Uh, yeah, these are content, right? I also talked
Yeah.
about that also.
Yeah.
Oh, nothing is left in the in that also box model.
Okay. So cool. By the way, outline was left in this CSS box model. If you want to explain, you can explain outline.
I have not much used that outline property, though. That's why I have not that confidence in that also.
No problem. So you are not aware about the outline?
I have used that property very less. That's why.
No problem. So just click on the GitHub user file in the left side,
Okay.
GitHub
GitHub.
user.js. You can see above the style.css, above index.js.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here is you can press Control plus B so that press Control plus B. Yeah.
Okay.
Now this is the question that you have to solve. This is the API api.github.com/user/user ID. You have to fetch the data from this API, and I have also mentioned the user ID. Now, the very first task is to show the data what is coming from this API on the not on the console,
UI.
on the on the UI.
Okay. Okay. So first of all, I have to. So I have this component, right?
Yeah, and
And
one
I have
more
to
thing you
display.
can do is just delete or just cut all the what do you know as the comment and put it like outside the component.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
cool.
And so should I use styling in styles.css only?
Yeah,
Okay, fine. So first of all, I have to import that component into our app component, right? Because app
yeah.
component is the entry.
Hmm.
So I will just use as we have used export default. So we have to import only a default version only,
Yeah,
because we have two types of imports. One is named import, another is default import.
yeah,
So I will use only default import.
cool.
And when we have to use used, then we can use a named import. My component is visible to app component, right, in the
Yeah,
body. So now I have to fetch
press.
user details from the GitHub API.
Yeah, you can press Control plus B so that it's look. You can have
Okay, yeah.
more space. Yeah,
So first of all, I have to get the user, what we can say. So okay, so we have to call an API, right?
yeah.
And it's a side effect. So
Hmm.
we can use use effect here, right?
Okay,
So we have to first import that use effect from the React library. And
okay,
use effect is a function which accepts a callback function.
okay,
This is the first argument, and another parameter is the dependency array.
okay.
So the concept of dependency array is that if we pass no argument to this dependency array, then our use
Hmm.
effect will be called only after first initial render. But if we have
Go-
not passed the input dependency array, then it will be called after every render. It will be an infinite loop, right?
Got it.
Yeah. So here we will fetch the data, and we have to make sure that our function is await, right? Because we are fetching some data, so it will take some time.
Yeah,
So here I will use async await for that.
okay,
Const get data, and I am using arrow function for that.
okay. And what do you mean by arrow function, and what is the difference between the arrow function and the normal function?
In arrow function, we don't have keyword like this, but in a regular JavaScript function, we have a keyword like this, and the
Um,
syntax is also different.
okay.
The regular function can be written like this: function get data,
Hmm.
and we can give our parameters here. And in what we can say in arrow function, we can give our
Hmm.
parameters here. But
Okay,
if we have to make a string function in regular function, then we can do it like this.
got it. And anything else? Any other difference in the arrow and the function, normal function?
Yeah, it's the difference is lying in the what we can say scoping part.
Okay.
So what we can say that if we have, let's say, normal function,
Yeah.
and let me, let's say we have a variable a and variable b here. So, and I am calling, and this is a function curring, right? This
Okay.
one.
So could you please just open the console and show the output? You
Okay,
can
sir.
comment down the yeah, this, and just okay. So I hope you are able to see the errors.
Outer.
Let me give you a simple hint. The difference between the normal function and the arrow function is in the hosting.
Yeah, hosting.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's give some around.
You can yeah, remove all the errors from. There is one button around the filter. Around the
Okay.
filter. Yeah.
Okay.
Now you can find all the. This is not how it should work.
Okay.
I give you a hint. It's not because of the scope. It's because of the hosting. So the difference between the arrow and the normal function is the hosting. Could you please explain what the difference now?
Uh, hosting means hosting is nothing but a simple concept that if let's say can I show you in my local if possible?
Yeah, you can show it.
Okay, give me a minute. Uh, Let me define a variable with first of all let a is equal to 10. Let this say, and I am just
Hmm.
console.log a, right?
I don't want to know more about the hosting. I want to know about the hosting in terms of the function. How
Okay, in terms
function
of
are hosted. Yeah.
okay, fine. So if I have a normal function, let's say outer, and it's let's say plus console. So if I call the function for its definition, right, it will work.
Yeah.
Let me just so as you can see, I am getting out, but
Yeah.
right, but let's say I have same function with an I am making same function with an arrow function, right,
Okay.
and it is logging the same thing. I will not have the access of that, right, because the let outer. So outer is a variable which will contain this whole function. So it will this is known as also a function expression.
Hmm.
This is known as function expression, and our whole function will be assigned to outer variable. So outer
So
variable will
why
yeah
the first function, like why the normal function work and why the like your arrow function not work? What's the reason behind that?
yeah. So the reason is that our whole function is assigned to this only outer keyword, right? Outer variable,
Huh.
and this variable is declared with let, right?
Okay.
So let variable is what we can say before its initialization. It will be in a temporal date zone,
Okay.
and we can't access the value from temporal date zone and until it's declared, right? So we are accessing the value before its declaration, right? That's why we are getting error in what we can say arrow function and not in normal function.
Okay. Got it. Okay.
Okay.
So you can continue with the code sandbox.
Yeah, sure. I think my screen is visible, right?
Yes.
Okay, fine. So here I will here I make one function get data, and as it is a string function, I can use await keyword, right? We can't
Yeah.
use await keyword before a string, and we have fetch API inbuilt in JavaScript, which will be and user ID is this, right? Let's first console log data what we are getting, and I'm calling this function from UseEffect, right?
Okay.
Okay, so here we have our data type and
Will
then URL.
okay. It's not the data. It's the response.
Yeah, it's response. Sorry.
So find the data.
Okay, so it's in JSON, right? So we only want JSON data. And wait a minute. Yeah, this is our data, right?
Okay. So now you have to show this data on the web, not in the
Yeah.
console.
Okay, fine. So for that we have to use our one hook that use state, as I
I want
already.
to show. And one more thing, I want to see the complete data, not one thing, all complete data in the same format.
Okay. Okay, fine. Okay, the format is this, right?
No, in the same format as it is showing in the console.
Okay, fine. Okay, fine, fine. Okay, so first I have to store this data in one state variable. So I'm making data, let's say user data, and set user data, and I'm using, and we have to also import use state from, and we have to, what we can say, pass a initial value to a state variable user data.
Yeah,
So, and we are getting an object, right?
yeah.
So, so I want to show whole data or only the specific things,
Complete data on the website.
complete data.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm, okay.
So first of all, you should initialize your data.
Yeah. So I should initially use empty object, right?
Yeah,
And then I will set user data to the data, original data which we are getting.
yeah. Now how you will show this data here?
So we will be using two curly braces, or so this allows us to write JavaScript in the HTML, right?
Okay,
So I will show data. Check.
okay. I hope you find the problem. So you can't show the objects
Yeah,
as the
yeah, yeah.
React child.
Yes. So I was thinking about that only. Mm, I don't know. I forgot about the method which converts our what you can say, the object into an array.
You can convert this object into the string.
Okay. Data string.
Two string is not the thing. As a hint, I can say use a JSON method.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Using array instead.
Mm.
So let me first type of user data string, right?
Okay, so here what should be the ideal case is your use state should be initialized with the object, and
Okay.
here in the set user data, it should be only data. And where you are showing the data, here instead of user data, you should have JSON.stringify user data.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Okay. Here. And here is it only empty object, right?
Yeah. And here it should be JSON.stringify.
And data. Sorry, user data.
The only, okay, user data. And you can remove the extra braces in the use line number 14.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so here we can see all the data.
Yeah.
Okay, now you have to create a card which
Okay.
depict the user image, the user photo, the user name, user ID, user bio, followers and following stats, and button which show the checkout profile. So you can take inspiration from the GitHub. Let me share my screen and show you how you should. Um,
Yeah. Sure.
is my screen visible to you?
Oh, yeah. It's visible.
So here you have to create a card which should have a circular image, have a one username, which so this user ID, a bio, a button which say checkout profile, and few stats like followers and the following count. So it should be a simple card. So
Okay.
and you have to design it in the same way. So it should have a name with the white color, with the bold, have the user ID. The button should be this format on the hover state. So make sure you follow the right pattern.
Yeah. Sure. Okay. So can I start?
Yes.
Okay. So for that, I am making one a, a new file, which if we work in a big project, then we have a folder that source, and that in that one we have components folder. But as we have this small task, I am not making that folder right now.
No problem.
Sorry.
Just show everything on
GitHub.
the GitHub user only. You don't have to create a new card for that.
Okay.
Just
So
show it only.
okay,
Yeah,
fine.
we have the data here. So everything here. You can remove the JSON.stringified user data.
Yeah.
Okay, and you can remove all the extra lines and press Ctrl plus B so that you get the better view. Yeah. So here you have to create the card.
So I am using this fragment to avoid an extra div tag.
Okay, and one more thing is to make sure until you get the data, you should show something like a loading dot 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 text.
Okay. For that, I have to use one more state variable that will loading and set loading. And it will initially it will be false, right? And
It should be false or true.
sorry, it will be true first,
Yeah.
and we can check here that if loading, and simply return an h1 some text loading. So it's loading, right?
Yeah.
And when we get our data, we can make it false until we get our data, right?
Yeah.
And after that, we will get our data. So I'm making one div. I
You can press the JavaScript and make it React JavaScript so that you can use this. There is an option in the right bottom corner.
where?
Right bottom in outside the
Okay.
console. Yeah, click on that and make it React JavaScript.
Okay.
You can search like type it. Yeah, now you can use it.
Okay. So we have first, I think it was an image, right?
Yep.
So I am giving class image wrapper, and in that we have an image. We will be having image, right?
Hmm.
And after image we have. Can you
The
present your
username,
screen?
username.
Okay.
You're
Okay.
right. I'm
Yeah.
sharing. So there will be
The
a
username.
username.
Okay. We are. I am first of all I am making a dummy card, and then I
No
will put
problem.
the real data.
And then we have a user ID,
Okay. Okay.
and then we have a button.
Uh,
We say checkout profile,
Profile. Okay.
and then we have some stats like followers, and then
Okay.
you can say the followers and the following,
Follow. Followers and then following.
following.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can console the data to see the points.
Yeah. Okay. So here the outer URL is there, so I can
Yeah,
use that. So for to use this, we will use parent curly braces, and that, and then we have user data, and in that we have these properties, right?
yeah.
Avatar.
After you
Here
are,
it avatar URL,
yeah,
and we have to name the same as there.
yeah.
So here is your image, right?
Hmm.
And we if we want to what we can say round the image,
You
then we
can
can use what.
style it later on. First of all, for the old data, and then design all component. Yeah,
Okay, fine. Okay, and then we have name here. So can get this, get it like this. Here username,
yeah. You can
and then
skip the
you.
username text. Just show the username.
Okay, then we want user ID, right? Then you stored in user data dot id. It is your ID.
That is login, not ID. Vishal Rajput is the GitHub user ID, not the
Okay,
random number.
okay, okay. Login, right?
Yeah,
This is your, and then we have this button, and this followers. Followers are stored as okay. Here they are, user data dot followers.
here it should be on text so that we can understand what it is.
Sorry.
Um, Beside the user data dot followers, you should write followers colon so that
Okay,
we can understand its followers. Yeah,
and then following, right?
yeah.
And we can get it like following. I think they've written like this only. Yeah, following. They fetch the data from our URL, GitHub API.
The only thing that's remaining here in the data part is on checkout profile, on click, you should go to the GitHub URL, like GitHub profile. So add that
Okay, on click go on the
checkout profile
checkout profile
button.
button.
Yeah,
Okay, we should.
goes to the that URL. So
Okay, click, handle click. I've, I've used an event listener which is on click, and
Think more about it. Should it be button or should it be something else?
it will be an a tag. I will use a tag,
Okay, cool.
anchor tag, right?
Yes.
Mm, okay. Then what is the URL?
That is the HTML URL.
Mm,
Above the followers URL, you can find the HTML URL.
okay.
Scroll up, scroll up. Um, yeah, scroll up. Yeah,
Okay.
here you find. This is the HTML URL. HTML URL. It should not be like this.
Okay. Fine.
It
Fine.
should be
Fine.
dynamic.
Yeah. So we can use that. Uh, email URL. Okay. Okay. Right. And yeah. So I will do.
Do you need a button inside this? For now, you can skip that because we are in the code sandbox. You don't need to worry
Okay.
about that. It's perfectly fine. Okay.
How can
Just
I?
reload it. Just reload it.
Okay.
Now,
Okay.
do you
Fine.
need a button inside the like outside the anchor tag? So you can design the anchor so it look like it.
Oh no, we don't need button.
Okay.
We can also we can forgive it also.
Okay. So now it's your time to design it to make it the same way our GitHub is looking like.
Okay. Fine.
Just give the basic designing. I want to see how you design.
So we have first 30, right?
Yep.
And we will border radius 50%.
Okay.
Wait, wait. And image. So this is your crop image, and which is circle, right?
Yeah.
And what other cells?
Checkout profile should look like a button.
Okay, button. Then I can directly select a tag and then text decoration none, and then background color. What we can say? Mm,
Give any color. Let's say
it's
black.
okay.
Okay.
And color should be white.
Give
And
some
let us
padding.
some give padding and pixel, let's say, and let's say some border radius, and let's say 7 pixel only, right? And
Okay.
cursor pointer is there only, and
I
then
think it's good. You can escape the rest part. I think
okay,
it's good. It's telling us. Go back to your GitHub user file and press
okay,
Control plus B.
control plus B.
Now, the final task that you have to do is rather than giving the user ID directly, you have to create an input box above the wrapper
Okay,
so that once you and you have to ask the user about the GitHub ID. So once the user add the user ID and slash press the enter button, then these details will be visible. I hope you are understand the problem clearly.
yeah, I understand the problem.
Okay.